Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for coming by the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we talk about music, records, do record reviews, interviews, and more. Trying to keep jazz alive, one review at a time, one share at a time by you guys out there. Today, just a quick video. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the recent releases that are coming out, recent vinyl releases that are coming out that everybody's making a big deal about. I wanted to talk about that and a little bit about record buying habits, and I wanted to get your guys' feedback on this. I think it's an interesting topic because the more I've been collecting records since I was a kid, and I've pretty much never stopped except for a few years, where I had things going on. I wasn't collecting as much, but pretty much have been buying records my whole life. And so I've amassed quite a collection. And when I see what's coming out now and what people are getting excited about, it kind of amazes me, because now the big Beatles mono box set's coming out and everybody, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, how many times are they going to put this stuff out? How many times are people going to buy this catalog over again? And what amazes me are the people that have bought these albums multiple times are going to buy this box set again. Some people are going to try to buy it and flip it. Some people are upset because they're putting it out again. Last time they put out this box set, I think, was in 2014. Highly collectible, highly sought after. And these record collectors out there, like Schmiegel or something, My Precious, think they're going to retire off of these Beatles records, box sets, and what have you. And now they're putting them out again, the mono box set, and then some people are kind of upset now because it does knock the value down of the 2014 pressing, and people get upset about that because they thought they had a gold mine there, and then now those aren't quite worth as much because you can buy a new version of it that's going to sound just as good or better. So it kind of amazes me that people are going to buy this again. For me, I know a lot of people out there have different listening habits. Everybody's got, their own musical taste. Some people are very narrow-minded when it comes to music, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know people that will listen to the same 1950s rock music since they were a kid, and they don't change, and that's what they like listening to. They don't listen to any new stuff or very new stuff, very little new releases, and they just listen to that. So you have people that are rock music fans, and they're going to buy the Black Sabbath Rhino stuff, which hate Black Sabbath. I would never waste my money on a Black Sabbath record. Don't have one in my collection. As far as the Beatles go, I've been listening to them since I was a kid, and I would venture to say I'm probably not going to listen to any Beatles album again in my lifetime very often. I mean, I can count on my hands how many times I've listened to a Beatles record over the last 10 years, and it's probably, I can say 2 or 3 times that I've listened to a Beatles record. So would I waste my money on a box set that's really way overpriced for what you're getting, in my opinion? I wouldn't. And for the Rhino releases, I look on the Rhino website. The only ones that interest me are the couple of jazz titles that they have on there, and I've already got copies of those that I am happy with, so I'm probably not going to go buy those. So that's another thing that I want to talk about a little bit on this video, is buying multiple copies of stuff. That's kind of over for me. So if I have a copy, unless it's something I really, really, really like, and now they've got some new improved version or maybe an expanded version with extra tracks on it, something like that, very rarely am I anymore buying the same album over again. It does happen every once in a while, but it's happening less and less for me. So when they're putting out something, I've already got a copy that I'm happy with, I'm probably not going to buy another version. So that's something that's kind of gone for me. And it's because it's just impractical. It's also the way right now the economy is, the way the value of the dollar, if anybody hasn't noticed out there, groceries are really expensive, especially if you're going to eat real food, not junk, which I try to do. And so groceries have gone up. My house insurance has gone up. My car insurance has gone up. My electric bill has gone up. And so when all this stuff goes up, it leaves less money for records. And am I going to buy a repeat, a repressing of something that I already have that I like, that I listen to once in a while? No, I'm not going to do that. So I do like to buy new records. As you guys know, I review a lot of new jazz albums, new releases that are coming out by working artists. That is really the focus of my channel, and it's really the focus of my listening these days. I'm not one of those people that has to listen to the same thing over and over again for years and years and years, even though I do go back and listen to some of my favorite records here and there. I like to listen. I love discovering new music and listening to new things. And so that being said, it still kind of gets out of control sometimes, where I get a record again and I'll listen to it, I'll review it, listen to it a couple times, I'll put it on the shelf, and I might not get back to it for a year or two. And I'm like, wow, I haven't listened to this. And it doesn't even seem like a couple of years have gone by. I've been so busy listening to other records, other CDs that I've got here or what have you. And there's, as much as I like doing that, and I love discovering new music, it's like a lot of times I'm not able to get into the music, into the record as much as I'd like to. And so I'm kind of like thinking about that, like buying less of them, doing the reviews still, but really focusing on, being able to really get into the record and listen to it more. And I think that, sometimes it just kind of gets out of control, and I can sit here. I've still got a bunch of records here I'm going to review. I've got 3 brand new ones that have just come in that are hot off the press. I'm going to be reviewing here soon. I'm really excited about those. But I've also, if I'm on Amazon or something and there's a sale and I see a record from a couple of years ago that's a jazz record that I wanted to get, but kind of had to pass it up because just a lot of other things went ahead of it, then I'll pick those up and they go in a stack here and I try to get to them and review them. But I think I find myself trying to stay focused on new releases and trying to buy, when I buy used records, when I go in the record store, I try to not be as compulsive and just buy something because it's a good price, even though that's what I'm going to show you here. Some records that I actually bought over the last couple weeks here at the local record store called Seasick Records. So let me show you what I picked up here over the last couple of weeks. And if you're ever in Birmingham, I do recommend you checking out this record store. So I picked up Pat Metheny Group this weekend, double LP. This is a 1983 release, Wakefield pressing, and this was $12, which is the average, the median price on Discogs. So, like brand new, it's in perfect shape. Records are in perfect shape. So, really cool live album there. Pat Metheny Group, Travels, recorded live in concert. So I picked that up. That one caught my eye. I picked up some Keith Jarrett albums. I'm a big Keith Jarrett fan. I think he's a brilliant pianist. And I have his first album called Standards. But I didn't have Standards Live here, which, aside from just a little scuff here on the back, it's like brand new. The record's like brand new. And this was priced, I think, at $7 or $8. And the median price on this was like $15 on Discogs. So it's fairly, fair price for this. 1986 release, and wonderful record. As soon as I got home, I put this on. Plays wonderful, like a brand new record. Just sounds fantastic. So, of course, that classic lineup with Jack DeJohnette and Gary Peacock. Can't go wrong with this. So they also had Standards Volume 2, which I did not have. And again, aside from this little scuff up here, it's like brand new. The record's like brand new. This was a 1985 release, ECM release. Fantastic. This was also like $8, and the median price on this was like $23. So very fair price on this. So I picked this up, and again, wonderful album. Then I picked up also the Keith Jarrett Changes album. Again, that same wonderful trio. This is an 84 release. This was like $8. The median price on this is $10. So again, fair price on this, and again, like brand new. So these I couldn't pass up, and I didn't have these in my collection, and I'm a big Keith Jarrett fan. Then the week before, they had a couple of Chick Corea albums, and they're like brand new. They were like $5, $6. So I picked up Inside Out, Chick Corea Electric Band. Although I do kind of prefer Chick's earlier stuff, this is, I like all of his stuff for the most part. But this is a pretty cool album from 1990. It was like, I mean, brand new. And the median on this is like $19 on Discogs, but this was like, you know, $6, $5 or $6, really inexpensive. So I couldn't pass that up. And then they also had the Chick Corea Acoustic Band from 1989, and this was also like brand new, and it was like $6. So the median price on this was like 25. So I couldn't pass this up. So I went ahead and bought this. So those are just some of the records there that I've purchased from the record store, and just digging through the drops. And they have a record drop. They drop all their used records every Saturday morning, and they open, I think, at 11 o'clock. And I'll try to get over there every other week or so and see what they have. And I'm pretty much looking for jazz records. So that's kind of my focus now. As far as rock records go, there's not a whole lot of interest, because most of the rock records that, you know, I bought those throughout time. You know, when I was young, I bought a lot of the classic rock records, and during the 90s, I picked a lot of those up because no one wanted them back then, and they were a few bucks. You know, you could buy them for nothing. And so I picked up a lot of those over the years, and less and less of those I'm buying now. Although once in a while, I will pick something up and do a review on it, with the exception of the Acoustic Sounds, that Atlantic 75th series. Of course, I'm subscribed to that. I'm a bit behind on reviews on those. I do like to review those, and I do like that series because there were quite a few in that series that I didn't have, and I probably wouldn't have bought several of those in that series had I not been subscribed to it. And I was also pleasantly surprised by some of the ones that I wouldn't even have given a second thought, like that Daryl Hall and John Oates album. I wouldn't even have thought about buying that. And it sounds absolutely fantastic. So there were several surprises in that series for sure. But as far as what's going on, what's coming out now, the whole Beatles craze with the mono box set doesn't interest me one bit. Again, I've got tons of Beatles albums back here that I bought that are some are original. So I have some of my mom's old records that are in pretty good shape. I've got ones that I bought myself, and I just got Beatled out when I was younger. And it's not that I don't like the Beatles. It's just that I've listened to them so much, you know, when I was younger, that I'm just not really interested on spending a whole lot of time listening to their records. So I've listened to enough Beatles. And it doesn't mean that I'll never listen to one of their records again, but it's just, I would never spend $500 on a mono box set of something like that after, you know, I have a lot of those already sitting back here that are original pressings or what have you. And I just wouldn't waste my time buying those or listening to those. There's too much other great music here that I want to listen to, that stuff wouldn't even compete with a lot of the great jazz records I'm listening to. So I just want to give you guys my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys are thinking out there, and we will talk to you soon. A lot of great jazz record reviews coming your way. And also, I've got some CD reviews here that I want to do for you guys. I really want to try to do more CD reviews. There are people out there that really want to have reviews. Nobody's really doing CD reviews. And so there's a lot of great jazz albums that are only available on CD, and I do want to do those for you guys. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Leave your comments, please, and we will talk to you soon. We'll see you. Happy listening.